Here we're going to go over some different actions while interacting with Excel. Our first step here, we have Foxtrot creating a workbook. So when we come in and target any of our cells, Foxtrot will automatically pick up the targeting and give us our exact cell that we targeted. So here we have exact cell A1 targeted, and we can go to the arrows there and switch between current cell, exact cell, and other options. Now that we have Excel situated on cell A1, we can switch that to cell range and give you a range of cells between A1 and A10. If you choose named range, you can go ahead and name a range of cells. Choosing an exact cell allows you to change the location. So if you want to change that from A to B or C, you'll do that and you'll see that Foxtrot changes the targeting as you change the values in those fields. Now here we're going to choose send value, so we can send something to that first cell. We're just going to send the word number. And notice how you have different options to hide the value. Or to click before sending or tab out after sending. You also have the formatting options to change all your case to upper or to delete your leading and trailing spaces. And we also still have the keystroke option. So we'll enter our notation that we're going to be writing the number within cell A1. Our rules up here will show you that the letter is set for the connection that we've already set when we created the workbook. So now Foxtrot sends that information to the first cell. We're going to copy that same action, and we're just going to edit the information that's in it in order to change the data that we're sending and the cell in which we're sending it to. So here we'll click Edit. We'll change the exact cell to B1 instead of A1, and we're going to change the value that's going to that field as well. Make sure that you change the notation because the notation that you copied from the first action will still be in there. Go ahead and edit that. We're going to take another copy and change it to C1. And we're going to show you now that we can send information to that field. So we're going to combine the information that was in the cell A1 and the information that was in cell B1 in order to make one entire value in that cell. And we're going to go ahead and color these a certain color because they're all actions sending data to the screen. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and select the entire row. And notice how Foxtrot sees that we selected the entire row. And we can change it from current row to exact row to row range. So what we want to do is we want to format that entire row that we've already created. We want to make it bold, and we want to put a border around it. So we'll make our notation that this is exactly what our action is doing, and we'll click OK. Now Foxtrot will format that entire row that we selected as we stated in the instructions. We'll go ahead and give that a different color, seeing that it is formatting our cell. So now where we're going to send our data, we select target A2 as an exact cell, and we're going to send a value to it. And then we're going to enter our notation so we know what we're sending to which cell. Now we're going to target cell B2 to send some text to that field. And then in the third send value, what we're going to do is combine those texts using an Excel formula. So we're just writing in this field that we're writing in Excel. And in our third send value here, we're going to target cell C2, and we're going to send a value. Now the value of this send data is going to actually be an Excel formula. So by entering in this formula, Foxtrot will be formatting that cell to have that formula, which will add both of these values together. And you'll see down on our preview that it's showing the combination of those two cells. So when we click OK, the send value actually combines the information for those two cells and puts them in a single cell. Now we're going to go back and format our columns. Notice how we've selected the exact column A. And we're going to choose column range. So we'll go from columns A through C. And we're going to set the column width. We're going to set that to auto fit the text. And then we'll choose a color to match with the formatting. So by targeting the title bar at the top of Excel, it gives you the Excel target, which allows you to close the window. You can also target the blue targets box that appears in the middle of Excel to access either the workbook or the Excel application. By targeting the workbook, you can then open up the workbook actions and close or save your workbook. By choosing Close Workbook, you also get the election inside to save your workbook as well. So when you decide to save your workbook, you'll be able to input the location of the file and whether you want it to save to an existing file or save to a new file. You'll also be able to access your expression builder in order to use any of the expressions that you want in order to save the file. So here we're going to save our file and tell Foxtrot to overwrite any file that might be named that same name. So Foxtrot will then close the workbook, and we can then still have Excel open, which we can target that with our targeter and tell Foxtrot to just go ahead and close down that window. So that action completely closes the Excel window, and we'll go ahead and make our color designation to show that these are the steps that create and close and save the workbook. And we'll go back, we'll put our speed up to halfway, and we'll click play so you can see Foxtrot create, format, and save the file. As you can see, Foxtrot finished running, and you're all set. Thanks for tuning in and stay tuned for more videos.